Well, thank you, Mr. Varma. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move into our first panel discussion on the theme Alternative Investments, Opportunity and Risk Frameworks. This session will explore alternative investment products and private credit risk, manage returns and compliance-driven structures, and institutional participation in India's evolving alternative investment ecosystems. I would like to invite on the stage our panel members, beginning with Mr. Anand Chari, former Deputy General Manager, BSE, SME and Startups. A big round of applause for him. Please put your hands together as I welcome Mr. Satya, CEO of Aasritha Infra Projects, an entrepreneur with multiple businesses in Africa. Warm welcome. Mr. Kanishk Gupta, angel investor and expert in wealth management, family offices, artificial intelligence, and intergovernmental affairs. Warm welcome. Please put your hands together for Mr. Shampuli, Director of RITS Consortium, CEO of Prakriti Resort, UK citizen and a startup investor. This session will be moderated by Mr. Dileep Varma, CEO of UpTik.
Okay, so thank you so much, panelists, for coming here for the panel discussion. So this is one of the two discussions that we are having today. And for the folks, while UpTik has its own views and while you all have your own views, we thought it would be a great idea to hear certain things from the dignitaries that are sitting here who have enormous experience in their own fields. Public markets are usually volatile, yields are uncertain, and wealth prevention has become as important as wealth creation. Alternative investments are no longer optional. They have become core allocations today. Now, we'll discuss where capital is actually going, how risk is managed, and what structures matter. So, dear panelists, we'll try to do this in 3 sections. Probably in the first section, I'll start one after the other. I'll be asking questions, and you can share your views. And in the second round, I would like to ask a quick fire round, maybe one question to each of you, and then you can simply answer in 1 or 2 lines. And then finally, I would like to answer a single question to all of you and would like to hear your views on that one particular question. So let's get started. I would like to start with Anand, sir. Sir, so my question would be, India's SME and startup ecosystem is maturing rapidly. Now, since you have worked with BSE previously, in this perspective, how has investor interest in SME and unlisted companies evolved as an alternate asset class?
Good morning to everyone, and thanks, Dileep, for this question. See, I think this ecosystem, startup and SME has been very pivotal growth for MSSME. And I think the overall, the platform has transitioned from a risky, you can say, experiment to a, you can say, sustainable and institutionalized asset class now. So over the last 13 years, we could really see almost 1,400 companies are listed on both the exchange. And BSE put together, I think BSE individually, somewhere about 690 companies are listed onto this. So I feel this is going to be the growth story next. And I think everybody is looking out as an asset class where people have started investing over here.
Right.
And last 10 years, I could really see the kind of money which has been created. I think both the exchange put together, it's more than 4.5 lakh has been the market cap created into this platform. I think this is going to be the next story coming up into this story. I think most of the people will forget the barometer like Sensex is going to be the SMA platform. And I think a lot of story is going to be unearthed into this platform.
Right.
I think a lot of story is still there where we could really see the platform is going to unearth.
Yeah, amazing. So one concern HNIs often have with SME investing is transparency and governance. So how is the ecosystem improving in terms of disclosures, compliance, and investor protection?
See, I think in last year, you can say, I think earlier we never have seen most of the rejections happening into the exchange. I could really see the rejection of applications which is coming for listing on the SMA is upward of 50%. So that has been more of a filter coming up from the regulatory side. And I think BSE has been spearheading it on that platform. And SEBI has been intervening. A lot of stringent rules have been done. In January, they came out with a criteria, listing criteria of 1 crore on the EBITDA side, which was not there earlier.
Yeah.
And they have been putting a net worth of 1 crore. And a lot of restriction on the GCP also. The general corporate purpose, there's to have a 25% of the listing size of the issue size. Right. Now it has been reduced to 15%. And there has been a lot of filter done by the exchange also. Further on, we have restricted that we can't repay the company's promoters loan and the relatives loans over there. Earlier, right, we used to repay the loans also to through the IPO issue size. Yeah. Now that has been restricted. So a lot of restriction has been put into that. The regulator is also very keenly observing this platform. A lot of action has been there. So they want to restrict problematic things coming up into this platform. So I think this is going to be the thing. We could really see a lot of new regulations are going to be coming up further also, if at all there is going to be any problem. So I think they have been proactive as a SEBI as well as a exchanges put together NSE and BSE onto this platform. So I think compliance is in place now.
Right, amazing. So let's move on to the next question. For an investor looking beyond listed equities, what should they prioritize when evaluating SME or startup opportunities? Is it growth potential, governance, or exit visibility, or institutional participation?
See, I think earlier we used to see companies coming up with 1.5 crores profit, 2.5. Now I am seeing a listed till I was there till May 2nd was my relieving date in BSE. I used to take care of the SME in startup pan India. What I could approach that most of the profitability, which was like 1.5, 2 crores, now the upward of 45 crores PAT has been coming up. So a lot of good companies are coming forward. So I feel looking at the trend and everything, we could really see the platform is going into a next level of growth. So what is the question you said? Last one?
So is it
HNA, no? Okay. The compliance part you're talking
yeah,
about.
So growth potential.
Yeah. So first, the investors who are looking out to invest onto the SME, first they have to see the growth potential. Second important point, what I really tell most of the investors is that see the intention of the promoter. That's very important. Third, I think if the corporate governance are in place, I don't think so there is a problem to invest into any of the companies which is coming on board. And I could really see the potential of this platform is just, we have scratched the bottom now. I think there is a winger's potential to see lot many good companies are coming up. Now today, when we talk about the larger brands, we talk about Tata, Birla and everything. Today, I feel through this platform, both the platform NSE Emerge and BSE SME, we are going to see next level of growth and new brands coming up in next 5 to 10 years.
And finally, do you see SME platforms becoming a mainstream alternative investment avenue over the next 5 years?
See, I've just written an article, I think 6 months back in Daily Hand. The potential of this platform is to list more than 50,000 companies coming up. Yeah. So I feel in next 5-10 years, more and more companies coming on board, it's going to replace the barometer, what I said in the starting of this. I think there is a humongous potential. Still, we are working on 2,400 companies in 13 years of the platform. Right. So I think we started this platform in BSE in 13th of March 2012. And both the exchanges got the approval in 2010. So 1,400 is a minuscule number. And we have 6.5 crore MSSME. There is a potential of listing more than 2 to 3 lakh companies into this platform. So I don't see any reason that this is going to be a next barometer which global is going to talk about next 5 to 10 years at the time, and maximum investments are coming up. And as such, we are talking about the AF being launched today of Fiscal Town. I think more and more new companies have started floating AF. More than 2,000 AF come in the last 5 to 10 years at the time. There is a huge potential. They are launching SME platform and SME focused funds. So I feel this is going to be the next story coming in next 5 to 10 years.
Amazing. So the future is definitely. Sir, for some of the questions, and also probably once I'm done with all the questions to all the panelists, let's take some time to the guests here so that they can ask if they have any questions. So Satya Murthy sir, since your major background is from real estate, I would like to ask you a few questions related to it, because real estate has traditionally been India's favorite alternative investments. Correct. Apart from equities. Yes. How has the luxury and premium real estate segment evolved post-COVID and post-RERA?
Wonderful. First of all, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to all the people, and especially the dignitaries here, Harshwan sir, and Ashok Kumar sir, Bala sir, Rajaram sir, Ram Taluri, and all the panel dignitaries sitting here, Anand Garu and, Sham sir, who's here. And thank you so much first. And congratulations to UpTik in the first place. It has been a phenomenal journey that you guys have. And, organizing an event like this in a place where the investment centric for the country, like, Bombay Stock Exchange, everybody's aspiration to look forward to a Bombay Stock Exchange, and you're doing an event here, that is a commendable thing. And first of all, congratulations to the youngsters here, Mr. Vinod, Phanindra, Mukesh, and you personally, Dileep. And it's a wonderful question. Okay, and first of all, thank you so much, Anand sir, for answering about SMEs, because every big company today in India or probably across the world is once an SME, right? It started like a small, medium business enterprise and it became a giant. Okay, so of course, every company's aspirations, and one who become a small company to a giant, the, the important part is that they've been transparent, and they've been intent enough, they've been concentrated enough, like, to become a large scale ecosystem. And the funds, the AIFs or probably any other funds who's backing them, seeing the intention, seeing the potential. Of course, like, you've started an NBFC now, the major focus for you to see, like, how much collaboration that you want to do with the SMEs and how you take it forward to people. And the normal investors who's coming and watching this show, or probably like watching live, a lot of millions of people who's watching live, they want to understand that what should I look up to. And company like UpTik, how it facilitates me. So as an individual investor, I don't know what to see, right? In an SME, what to see? Should I see their balance sheet? Should I see their, like, promoters credibility? Because it is not evolved yet, it is on the process of evolving. So it is the duty of you guys, companies like UpTik, to see the nitty-gritties and the important portions of the potential of a SME, and how that company can be scaled into a larger organization. For that, I say all the very best for UpTik in the first place. And coming back to your question, Mr. Dileep, like, into the real estate sector, of course, it's been the financial nerve point of investment right from beginning. We have seen many companies whose interest towards real estate, and it is very important that we invest on real estate. Why? Because real estate is and will always be a backbone of the financial economy. Once a area is developed, like, a road is laid, a infrastructure has been built, a recreational community has been built, there's a lot of development around it. There's a lot of direct and indirect development that assigns within real estate. And like everybody know, land is limited, people are like unlimited. The people want to, people are now looking to go to Mars, and lots of stuff like that. So real estate is always a good option, very stable option, very commendable option. Again, companies like UpTik will have to look upon the title clearances, the regulatories, how to invest, where to exit. And like, the investor also should have a very clear vision on what risk appetite that I have, and how much should I invest, and what is the return that I'm trying to take. Hope it summarizes your question. Yeah. Thank you.
And also like to uh, know your views on how the luxury segment especially has evolved in Hyderabad and in India in general.
Luxury segment is one of the prominent segment that is being evolved in India. So like, everybody wants to have a premium quality lifestyle. That's the first thing. Like, people growing, people like, having their lifestyle changes. The first thing is that you have a premium home. Okay, everybody aspires that. It is more emotionally connected to an individual rather than a financial point. So when the emotion is connected, you want to be having a nice home, a nice resort, a nice farmhouse. So the premiumness towards including into the real estate is always there. But what do you call it a premium? It is the location that the real estate is placed at, or the interiors that you're trying to put at, the build quality that you're trying to put at. You have to make sure you have an equal balance, and you don't overboard yourself finding a right real estate sector. I know I want to have a nice villa beside BSE, but it's not practically possible. So you have to manage somewhere in between, like, about the location, about the quality of the construction, and the look and feel of the house, and the realtor who's trying to promote that it all like averages out. So of course premium segment is one of the most ongoing thing, and it will grow always. Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. So, sir, from your experience, where do investors often misjudge real estate? Is it pricing cycles, or is it liquidity? Is it leverage, or is it execution risk?
I would say everything. So, when you're trying to invest in real estate, first as an investor, I talk on a basic point like where should I invest, what should I invest, how much should I invest, when should I exit, and what is the trying to leverage it out of it, right? Uh, Both on a builder's perspective or an investor's perspective. So I have a nice house, like emotionally connected house. The second house should build money for me. It's not about house or a piece of land or probably a commercial asset or whatever you're trying to acquire. It should build money, okay? It should build valuation to you. So it should be a combination of everything. So the person who's trying to build it, the credibility of the company who's trying to build it, and where is my entry point, where is my exit point, what kind of potential risk. It's the lot of pre-launches in India has been on the both sides, like they've been extremely positive, they've been extremely negative. So you need to be very cautious in terms of investment and what kind of leverage that you're trying to take, and what is your exit point. So the important point of investment is that your exit, at what point you need to exit. Where you don't go into a point like you the market is almost saturated, there's no point for you to wait for another 2-3 years just to get 5-10% more. Rather you exit at the right point and then you reinvest somewhere else. That's the key of an investor. I would like to recommend the exit point as the major key strategy when it comes to real estate investment. uh,
You also have exposure to assets outside India. How should HNIs think about balancing Indian real estate with global real assets for diversification?
That's a wonderful question. So I've been to multiple places and saw real estate there. I've seen how the real estate spectrum is going on in Dubai, in African countries, in USA, and some of the European countries. It is the opportunity that brings onto the table. Like India is the most stable in terms of real estate compared to anywhere else because of the population kicking in faster and faster. People wanting more real estate is much more higher compared to the countries like Europeans. They have abundance in land. The Americans have abundance in land, and the density that we're trying to look at, India is the most densely populated area. So we look on real estate on a very marginal front compared to the world. So I would say you balance it out 50% in India and 50% to the rest of the world if you are an Indian investor, right? So always my leverage in India averages out to the volume that I'm trying to have. If you want to have a 10,000 square foot of land that in India, you can probably buy 10,000 acres of land somewhere else. So you have to balance it out on the leverage of the margins that you're trying to get versus the land mass that you're trying to get, because world is always moving towards real estate eco-friendly. So there you need to balance on the volumes versus the valuation perspective of the thing. So I would say it's 50 in India and 50 rest of the world. So wherever you want to go. Right.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Satyamurthy, sir.
much.
And Kanish sir, I would like to come to you now. Uh, since you have huge experience in managing family offices funds, or you have intergovernment relations, and you are into startup funding, so you're into a lot of things. So I would like to ask you, from a family office and wealth management perspective, how are HNIs and UHNIs rethinking their allocation to alternative investments today?
Thank you, Dileep. First of all, we are having a great event and healthy discussions on many things. I have to merge, I guess, both the dignitaries' topics now. One is from the SMEs, 12 years of experience, and one is from the real estate.
Yeah.
So I have to merge both the experience and being managing the family offices wealth. and angel investors, well, both the mindset are very different.
Yeah.
Okay, so we never compare the angel investors or the normal institutions with the family offices, because angel investors think for maybe a year or 2 years, maybe 5 years maximum they can think of.
Yeah.
And the family offices think for the generations.
Right.
So they think for the decades, like मैं आज फादर बनने वाला हूँ तो मेरा बच्चा क्या कमाएगा.
Right.
So this is what the thinking we have to think before we go with the investments and all. Alternatives are becoming very like sir said कि 2000 AIF आए हैं in past few years.
Yeah.
And major AIFs जो हैं वो I guess 3-4 years के अंदर ही आए हैं after
Correct.
COVID.
Yeah.
And we have also started discussions for the AIF like last 1 year and did all the research and everything. And then we come to the point like AIF is very much needed in India. Being supporting the startups, being supporting the SME companies.
Yeah.
एक सर ने एक पहले बात बोली थी कि टाटा बिरलास जो निकलेंगे ना वो एसएमई से निकलेंगे अब. Like even you can be one of the
Yeah.
company in that. So these startups has to be go through the that phases, and AIF will be helping them for handholding them like with the fund resources, all the things. And HNIs पहले जो थे वो सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन पूछते थे being in investing in the any alternative or maybe like SMEs, और उनका एक ही क्वेश्चन होता था पहले कि कितना रिटर्न मिल जाएगा, हाउ मच रिटर्न आई विल गेट. नाउ द क्वेश्चंस हैव इंक्रीज बिकॉज उन्होंने लिक्विडिटी साइकिल्स देख लिए हैं. लाइक इतने सारे एसएमईज कंपनीज, स्टार्टअप्स, रियल एस्टेट में लाइक आफ्टर कोविड आई गेस जितना हमने 10 साल में नहीं देखा वो हमने 5 साल में जितनी साइकिल्स देख ली हैं वो बहुत मेजर इम्पैक्ट लेके आ रही हैं. एंड क्वेश्चंस ऑफ द इन्वेस्टर्स आर इंक्रीजिंग एंड दैट इज अ गुड साइन. अगर आप कंप्लाइंसेस के साथ चलोगे, इफ यू आर इनटू दी गुड रेगुलेटरी फीचर्स, तो आई गेस आप ग्रो करोगे. एंड जो नहीं कर रहा वो डेफिनेटली वो कोस रहा है, गवर्नमेंट को कोस रहा है, सेबी को कोस रहा है, वट एवर दी थिंग्स, बिकॉज कंप्लाइंसेस आर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर दी इकोसिस्टम. सो पहले जो क्वेश्चन होता था वो दैट वाज दी पोर्टफोलियो में मेरा कितना रिटर्न आएगा एंड ऑल थिंग्स. नाउ द क्वेश्चंस हैव इंक्रीज टू लिक्विडिटी. लोगों को पहले पता ही नहीं था कि जब तक पेपर पे रिटर्न बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं कि इस एसएमई कंपनीज ने इतना लिस्टिंग गेन दे दिया, वो दे दिया. सो लिक्विडिटी जब आती है, जब पिक्चर में आती है, तो वो बहुत ज्यादा लोगों को पैनिक करती है. तो नाउ द क्वेश्चंस हैव इंक्रीज्ड एंड मेनी अदर क्वेश्चंस हैव बीन इंक्रीज सीइंग द कंप्लायंसेस एंड ऑल द पार्ट. सो या अल्टरनेटिव्स आर being very much into the picture now, and let's see what's fiscal town holds on.
Yeah. So moving on, when advising families, how do you decide between private credit, real estate, startups, or structured products? What drives that allocation?
From the AF point of view, I don't do. This is the investment committee. We are working with the compliances. We are working with the proper research reports, proper research analyst team, and the investment committee has to go through the various perspectives, analysis, and then they have to decide कि allocation कैसे होगा. And उनका experience, उनकी studies, then it comes to us also after that, and then we do our studies, we do our things and research behind that. So investment committee को बहुत सारे ways के थ्रू जाना पड़ता है, एंड देन दे हैव टू डिसाइड कि कितना एलोकेशन एसएमई कंपनीज के अंदर होगा, कितना एलोकेशन रियल एस्टेट में होगा, एंड आल्सो द ड्यू डिलिजेंस कम्स इनटू द पिक्चर. इट्स नॉट जस्ट लाइक वी हैव द मनी एंड वी विल बी पुटिंग इनटू एनी ऑफ द रियल एस्टेट और मे बी द एसएमई कंपनी. बहुत सारी चीजें चेंज भी हुई हैं. फर्स्ट startups used to take huge valuations, I guess. मेरी सर से काफी regarding discussions भी रहे हैं कि they used to take P's of पता नहीं अनाप शनाप एंड ऑल, ये सब चलते थे. आज की तारीख में पैट के ऊपर बात होती है कि प्रॉफिट कितना कमा रहे हो आप.
करेक्ट.
पहले होता था धंधा आप कर रहे हो, कितना आप लॉस कर रहे हो, कैश बर्न हो रहा है, इन्वेस्टर्स का कितना पैसा आया हुआ है, वो सारी चीजें. आई गेस नाउ सर आईपीओस तो पैट के ऊपर ही इट्स वर्किंग. सेम विद रियल एस्टेट. रियल एस्टेट में पहले कच्चे का माल जब रेरा आया तो things have changed a lot.
Correct.
So these are the regulatory things, I guess. Aviral sir bhi yahin par hain, Arvind Chawla ji bhi yahin hain, and they have laid down the regulatory frameworks, compliances that are on very good grounds.
Right.
And if we follow, matlab not just AF, even the companies or maybe the entrepreneurs, अगर वो follow करेंगे तो definitely एक long term में पैसा बना लेंगे. हाँ, एक immediately वो नहीं होगा, magic नहीं होगा, but long term में they will be sustained.
Right. And in your experience, what's the biggest mistake investors make in alternatives? Is it chasing returns, or understanding lock-ins, or is it ignoring governance?
सी पहले तो अल्टरनेटिव्स आई गेस अब लोगों को एजुकेशनल दे आर गेटिंग की अल्टरनेटिव होते क्या है. फर्स्ट इट यूज टू बी द रिच मैन गेम. टुडे आल्सो इट्स नॉट अबाउट द रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स. हम रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स को सेबी हैज द लॉजिक्स अबाउट दैट कि रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स को एएफ में और इसमें दूर रखें बिकॉज इट्स अ क्वाइट subject to market risk and things. So, seeing the perspective, alternatives for the HNIs, family offices, ultra HNI client institution, it has been always on the board. Picture उनके हमेशा होती थी. Now this is now intentional. Intentional basis उनका पूरा analysis होता है, due diligence होते हैं, and now they are understanding कि AF is same thing जो हमारी portfolio में होना चाहिए, and it should be the portfolio enhancer plus risk management system. So this is the important thing जो अब institutional investors, AF और family offices वगैरह समझ रहे हैं.
Amazing. So thank you so much, Kanishk sir, for your views. And I would like to come to Shyam sir. Sir, we know that you are also into real estate, you're into banking, you're into technology, you're into startups, and you do a lot of things. You yourself are look for alternative investments a lot of times. What is one interesting thing if you are investing in alternative segment? What is one thing that you look for in maybe in startup or real estate? What is that one spark that you want to see?
Thank you, Dileep. Thank you very much. And first of all, very warm welcome and good morning to all of you. It's a very interesting topic. I cannot pick up one single thing. It's a combination and collecting of the dots. But what I can certainly do is I can give my perspective. You know, I'm from UK and I'm a British citizen. I was Indian, obviously. When I come to here after nearly 2 decades, the environment is changed. The way the business we are doing here is completely changed. And I lost some of the ground reality on from an Indian perspective, how the entire landscape of capital has been changed as well. You know, I've set up my businesses in UK and also the banking from ground up, some of the fintechs and initiatives as well. When I come in here, it's a regulation. You know, where do you go, how do you go, and how do you talk to these people in terms of the regulation point of view? It was a tough challenge. So I look at from 3 angles. Number one is mainly from an investor point of view. You divide them into micro and macro investors. What is a micro investor mindset? What do they need to do? For example, if you look at from a regulator point of view, RBI, they will not keep quiet, even though they're big boss. They wanted to make sure the investment is protected. Yeah. If we're talking about micro investment, and they want to make sure that regulatory environment is properly safeguarded. That is from a regulatory perspective. Now, what is about the investor? There's a micro and macro point of view. We talk about whether it's a bootstrapping point of view or the family offices going more on institutional lending. This is a huge landscape where the capital is deployed. So looking at this side of thing, the mindset of the investors, whether that is something like, for example, you can think of interestor versus investor, is a huge mindset. Yeah. Am I looking from an income point of view, or am I trying to create a wealth here? What is that exactly I'm trying to do? That's very important to really understand. When I know exactly, companies like UpTik also, when I look at this, I mean, this has a great potential. And I was keep on saying the same thing to the team as well, right? So now you have the invoice financing from a sales side. You can go to the purchasing invoice. You can go to inventory financing. You can go into, pause loans. There are a lot of things on the micro investment. How do you regulate? So the point I'm trying to put in here is about the takeaway for the investor point of view is to make sure what is my return. When you talk about the return and rewards, there is a risk is always coming in. How do you mitigate the risk? Yeah. So to make sure that risk is compromised, not compromised, and you have the regulators taking care, the entire compliance, how this is being done. So my one thing is the platform evolving has been, today it could be a small investment you're talking about. Tomorrow that micro investor is a macro investor. So that is a journey they are taking in. look at the platforms, look at the regulation aspect, and see, make sure that compliance and everything is taken care. And the connecting the dots will eventually will happen. That's what I would say. So it's not just one answer. There are so many things and different perspectives. You got to bring it here.
Amazing. So previously, when talking to Satyamurthy sir, we spoke about investing abroad. Now, since you are NRI, I would like to understand your view on, let us say we have two markets. One, we have real estate in India, and one, we have real estate in Dubai, where one market has high yield and the other market has good long-term returns if invested correctly. So what is your views on investing in India and abroad like Dubai markets?
Certainly, investing into Indian market is one topic. How to invest into Indian market is the biggest topic, I would say.
Yeah.
Certainly, for the next 1 decade, I can confidently say, no matter whatever the outside world, India is the place. Full stop.
Right.
So definitely that is there, right? Of course, there will be selective places where you talk about real estate. Probably, yes, there is a little bit of thing on the Middle East world is going on, fintech and AI, all that US is taking care. Yes, of course. But if you really look at the long-term game, India is on the horizon. 1 decade it might take. The infrastructure and things like that has been laid out. So then comes into which place, answer your question, how to do it. That's the biggest thing. And I'm a classic example for that one as well. It's not so easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy we can say, okay, FDIs and this is, we have a lot of regulations. There's an easy channel. That's no easy channel. So you need to find the right partner, make sure you really understand the game and do that stuff. So how to invest, selecting those partners and making sure that's done. And the regulators also, I think they are making that things possible as well. They are trying to simplify, but where and how is what the question. So platforms, companies, consortiums like this should really help and take it to the next level. That's what I would say. Especially whenever I talk about I do go in front of RBI. We talk about some of the investment opportunities. Where do we get in? They may not be a regulator. There might be some circulars they might have released. So this is also evolving from a regulator perspective as well. So now imagine now we have UpTik. From a fintech regulated side, it's going on. We have the NBFC, which holds that kind of responsible position, ticking the box of compliance and regulatory point of view. Attach that to a banking, attached to the escrow, how the regulator will change, the mindset will change. The investor is not purely coming from pure investment or invoice financing. They have other options also opened up. So you open the doors. These are all the things which can be connected, and there is no single thing. But when we go in front of RBI, I do sit in front of RBI, I'll go and we'll request them. They are open for the discussion. They are waiting to hear how you're going to, if not disruption, but innovation, can help this ecosystem. When you talk about capital deployment, you're talking about risk. And how do you fix that risk is what they're looking for. So that's where I would say.
Okay. So what would you say real estate today? Is it more about steady yield or is it about long-term appreciation?
Real estate studying error?
Is it about steady yield or is it about long-term appreciation?
Of course, I mean, it is the moment he's the best one to answer that question, but I'll try from my side. Long-term is where you have long-term yield is what, real estate, you're looking at it. But again, as a liquidity point, what Kaushik has just touched on, there are ways how this is going to be changed as well. So you've got to strike a balance. And purely from an investor point of view, are they just purely as an income mindset or wealth mindset, where they're going to fit in? And I would say definitely, long-term yield and the valuation game, where they're going to deploy those capital and how they're going to diversify into multiple brackets as well.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shyam sir, for your views. Now we'll just go to the lightning round, wherein I'll just ask one question to each of you, and would like to hear in a very simple one-line answer. Right, sir. Starting with Anand sir, one factor investors should prioritize above returns.
Above returns is intention of the promoters and honesty. Very important point for me.
Amazing. Satyamurthy sir, The same question, is it yield or capital appreciation?
I would say it's striking a balance. You need to have a constant yield. Also, the long-term gain is important. So you can't just run behind one thing. So it has to be a striking balance.
Amazing. And Kanishk sir, is it real estate or private credit? What's more attractive today?
Merger of both the things, because both the things have the stability.
Right.
One has the assets and one has the long term game. Yeah.
Amazing. Sham sir, India focused alternatives or global diversification?
India with a global investment look at.
Amazing. So now the final one, one question, the same question to each of you. If an investor were to take one smart decision in alternative investments in next 12 months, what should it be? Anand sir.
Invest. Invest in India.
Invest. Amazing. Satyamurthy sir, same question. So if you are an investor and you have to take one smart decision in alternative investments in next 12 months, what should it be?
You mean the sector I should, the point of investment? Or?
Yeah.
Uh, I would say in the next 12 months, it is two industries, or rather three industries, which are going rapidly. One is the technology.
Right.
Two is the real estate. Of course, it has always been a boon.
Yeah.
Third is the minerals and mining sector. I would say these are the three areas where you get a constant return, and the upscaling is always there.
Amazing. Thanks. Kanish sir, same question.
Invest in fiscal town. Invest in fiscal
That's the
town.
best answer. Sir, Sham sir.
Invest first. That's number one.
Yeah.
Which industry you're going to go? Again, it depends on your passion, right? I'm an investor. I like fintech, but if there is real estate booming up, strike the balance, see what you can do. Based on your passion, supported by what the industry trends and how this is going on, figure it out. Healthcare is booming, fintech obviously, real estate, I don't need to tell that one. So I would say first start investing, no matter whatever it is, micro or macro, supported by your passion.
Yeah.
As an investor, how do you want to see your wealth going? And select the trends. And obviously, physical town, UpTik, or other consortiums with the platforms and the analysis and subject matter expertise they are building up, they can help you guide where you want to deploy your capital.
Yeah. Amazing. So I think I can say that I came to the end of the questions that I have with me. Let's take a couple of minutes to see if we have any questions from the guests that we have today. So, dear guests, if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer. We could probably send a mic.
Good morning, respected panelists. And I'm Salakshmi Tota, CA and CFO of UpTik. And my question is to you, Anand, Chari, sir. So, from your experience in capital markets, global finance, and regulations, I would like to know what are the major important developments shaping institutional confidence in alternative investment and private credit ecosystem in India today?
Can you repeat the question once again? Sorry. You're a little faster than me.
Okay, so from your experience in capital markets and regulations, I would like to know what are major developments shaping institutional confidence in India towards alternative investments and private credit ecosystem today.
See, I'll tell you one thing. Earlier, when we started, I'll just give you a story. When we started this platform and I was there for working, now I'm for working and supporting a lot of SMEs to grow now. पहले क्या था कि we used to struggle to get a good balance sheet actually. So most of the promoter used to come over here and tell me कि सर मैं युधिष्ठिर हूँ, सब कुछ सच बोलता, मेरा balance sheet भी बहुत सच है. And when I see the balance sheet, it looks like a Duryodhana to me rather than a Yudhishthir. So over the period of time, I think a lot of people started investing. Earlier we used to struggle to get investors. Now we could really see a lot of application. What the numbers have increased from 500 application. Today I'm seeing that small SME IPO of 35 crores is being chased by 4 lakh investors. So that's a confidence level. And I could really see during my tenure, 2018, I have listed a company called Synergy Green from Kolhapur. That was the first company in India to get a FII funding. I'm talking about Manchester International investing into the company at 2018. So till the time the company was not listed, people are not noticing or they are not visible. So that had come in 2018. Now I could really see the lot of confidence has been coming up into the platform, lot of wealth creation, and more of a transparency has come in the corporate governance. A lot of AIF has started participating into this SME platform in the last 3 years of the time. Predominantly, I could really see AUM, small bank, SDFC bank. I'm seeing FII funding coming up, and a lot of new institutional brokers and stockbrokers have started investing. So I feel this is going to be the story in next few years. You will see that has really changed the platform because a lot of regulation changes happened into this. What I said earlier, there is not much intervention coming up from SEBI earlier. In January, they have totally revamped the listing criteria for the SMEs and startup. So they have put in more stringent rules and regulation. I feel this is going to come up where could really see more participation, more companies are going to list it. The SEBI as well as the more the exchange are going to be part of this regulation changes. I think more and more is going to come up so that it can filter more company which is going to come on board.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I can very much resonate to that balance sheet thing as a CA. Thank you,
See,
sir.
I think balance sheet, most of the people who come on board where we get advice, we have advised so many people, उनको balance sheet के बारे में ही नहीं समझ आता, उन लोग बोलते हैं balance sheet है. Then we explain them there should be a proper balance between equity and debt. That's the reason it is called balance sheet. So we have to explain them that thing and we are trying to get them. I think we have been doing a fabulous job till now. We have to see how it's going to shape up in next future.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for
Very
the
much
question.
insightful. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have someone wanted to ask question. Can we pass on the mic there, please? You already have mic. Okay, please.
Yeah. So myself Abbas. So basically my question is with the whole panel. So my question is that AI is growing rapidly, and to fuel that AI, we need infrastructure like data centers, sustainable energy solutions. So as from alternative investment perspective, investing in those infrastructure that fuels the AI can also be looked upon as a investment avenue. That's the main question.
So thank you. See, our AIF are like lot of things. AIF has to be invested in. Saying the data centers, I guess lot of data centers infrastructure is being created in India. I guess Sham sir will be best to answer the data centers across. मतलब कि लंदन में कितने हैं और यहाँ कितने हैं, and AIF is giving all the resources to the new age startups. Basically, AI is a new age thing, and we are supporting them, being the startup. There are few commitments to our AIF too, with the big SoftBank and BlackRock. So they are also looking for the good startups in India who are working in AI, data centers, and other infrastructure. And we are really looking for any of the you guys working in any of the startup which is working on the AI or something data centers. We are happy to help you guys and discuss further. So yeah.
Certainly, I think, that's, we can see, AIF attached with real estate or some of the industries, but infrastructure, certainly there, I don't know the numbers, but a huge scope. I think, regulatory perspective as well, there's a lot of things going on.
So, yeah, thanks Abbas for this question. And yeah, I would like to sum up and add a little bit more. Your question was majorly into like, should we invest in the data centers as an infrastructure? Is that what I can understand? So I would say yes, it's a definitely yes, because data centers and the AI is going to be the future. So it's going to be all around. And the data centers are the sources and the power grabbers of the AI technology across the world. It's just started, it's just peaking, so it's going to multiply exponentially. So not just into the data center as an infrastructure, into the ancillaries of the data centers. So for us to get more data centers, a lot more power is needed. So, renewable energy, or that is the major focus of all the world is right now. Okay, in order to get more EVs, in order to get more data centers, in order to get more satellites, more rocketeers, any of those things to happen, any of the robotics to advance, any of the IoT technology to improve, the ancillary products like the renewable energy or the power or the semiconductor industry or the embedded systems or the technology per se as a software, these are the ancillaries which support AI or any other technology that is evolving. So investing in data centers and the ancillaries is always a go-to for the next 20, 25 years. I would say it's a strong yes. Thanks.
Yeah. If we don't have any further questions, yeah, I can see one more hand. We'll quickly take that question and probably wrap this up because we have a lot of other programs to continue. Sir, please, your
Good
question.
afternoon, everyone. Myself, Jayesh Chablani. I have a question regarding the real estate. To physically invest in real estate, or there is an alternative like REITs and InvITs. Your views on that?
Wonderful. I'm one of the person to answer on real estate, so I'll take that as a first. Thank you, sir, for asking this question. So, real estate, what is it? Is it a physical investment that you want to put, or is it like, is there any alternative for that? Of course, real estate is becoming more, advanced in terms of how people should invest. Asset tokenization is one of the best class things that are happening across globe, and it's not started majorly in India, but in a lot other parts of the world, especially in the European countries. Tokenizing and fractional investment on an asset, like you have a apartment building, you have a villa, you have a piece of land. How do you fractional it and you able to invest on top of it? Like, asset tokenization is going to be the biggest. And I would like to add this point to Mr. Harwin sir, because I was early in the morning, I was asking about the alternative of getting a currency to the BRICS. And, I would say asset tokenization or any asset-based tokenization is always a alternative. I would like to hear more on that from Harwin sir today. So to answer your question, yes, asset tokenization or any tokens that is pertaining to an fixed asset, be it real estate or gold or any other thing that is backing the tokens, that is where the world is going to look forward. Because it is very difficult in terms of regulatory, in terms of like, understanding the ecosystem on a particular country and the laws being provided there. So physical investment onto a physical asset is very, very difficult, especially in a country like India, where the laws and rules are, much different in each state. So, getting into a technology perspective, and I would like UpTik to just look upon the asset tokenization perspective and, help, people understand the real estate very simply, very easily. So I would say fractional investment and asset tokenization is the best ones going forward. Thanks.
Spot
Okay,
on.
sir.
I think just I want to just add one final point. Asset tokenization, along with the shared ownership, especially on the real estate point, a huge space to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Amazing. So,
Sir,
yeah, I think we'll take one more question. We have someone who wants to ask.
Sir, sir,
Yeah.
namaskar. Namaskar to everyone.
Oh, we have someone.
We have one more.
We'll take the question.
Namaskar to
once he's
everyone.
done.
My question is to everybody that you are investing in technology business and in modernity one, but how much investors are interested in the traditional and conventional business which are making profit and having a asset also compared to the technology one which are running on only computers. So how much investors are interested in investment for traditional business?
आपकी सवाल मुझे जो समझ में आ रहा है कि आप बोल रहे हैं कि ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस में पब्लिक पैसा डाल रही है कि नहीं, टेक्नोलॉजी जैसा, बराबर है ना?
हाँ.
तो देखिए अभी क्या है कि जो मैं बता रहा था आपको कि काफी कंपनीज जो हैं, द कंपनीज विच हैव बीन कमिंग अप, प्रोडोमिनेटली अगर आप देखें ना, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी में ज्यादा पैसा आया हुआ है. जितनी भी कंपनियां लिस्टेड हुई हैं, बोथ एक्सचेंज पुट टुगेदर, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में, जहां पे एज ए इन्वेस्टर उनको समझ में आता है कि यहाँ पे मैंने कुछ इनपुट डाला, वहां पे कुछ रिजल्ट निकला, वही चाहिए. एंड इफ यू ऑब्जर्व आल्सो, सम ट्रेडिंग कंपनीज हैव आल्सो गॉट लिस्टेड. अभी बोथ द एक्सचेंज आर ट्राइंग टू से कि हमको नहीं चाहिए ट्रेडिंग कंपनी, ज्यादा कंपनियां नहीं आ रही, अनलेस एंटिल दे आर वर्किंग इनटू अ निश एरिया वेयर द मार्जिन्स आर वेरी हाई. I've seen companies have done recently listed. I don't remember the exact name. पवन कुमार करके नाम है प्रमोटर का, तो शिव केमटेक्स करके है. द प्रॉफिट हैज बीन अपवर्ड ऑफ 42 crores. दे हैव बीन डीलिंग इनटू समथिंग. तो प्रेडोमिनेटली कंपनी जितनी भी लिस्ट हो रही है, उसमें अगर एसेट्स हैं, अच्छी प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनीज हैं, we can get the company listed, and the fundraising has been happening at a maybe at a tune of 10 to 12 P multiple. That has been the trend in the market for last 2-3 months of the time. Earlier the fundraise happened upward of 15 to 18 before April. So मेरे हिसाब से अब इन्वेस्टर का अभी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, because we could really see 236 lakh crores FD में अभी भी पड़ी हुई है. अगर आप देखें, asset under management on the mutual fund side is more than 80 lakh crores. So most of the asset management companies are looking out for a new ideas coming up. अगर आपकी कंपनी कुछ निश एरिया में काम कर रही है, प्रॉफिटेबल है, एसेट्स है, पैसा निकालना मार्केट में बहुत ही आसान काम है. आपको खाली आगे बढ़ना है और आपको डिसीजन लेना है. That will be the main reason.
So technology and conventional business both
Aram
are
se,
same,
aram se.
both are running on the same
Yes,
track.
yes, yes. We have listed so many companies on the technology also. One company I can put it across a furlong distance is Atishay Technology. Just यहाँ से 10 feet के 20 feet के difference में company का office है. So a lot of companies are coming forward. We can list a lot of companies on the technology side also.
And same
Even
thing goes with PE investors.
Price to yeah, very much. See, I'll tell you one more company on the technology I remember just now is Iris RegTech करके company है, which is based in Vashi, and we have listed almost 6 years back the company. It is into XRBL and technology. So we have companies coming up. तो आपको निश्चिंत रहिए कि investors आज के तारीख में काफी पैसा लेके आ रहे हैं, and they are looking out to invest into SME as a sector because the kind of valuations and the kind of multiples they have gotten. Just to quote an example, Bombay-based company, Knowledge Marine करके मैंने company list की थी March 2021 में, at a valuation of 41. Today the valuation of the company is 3,000, and the price would have moved from 37 rupees today at 2,600 level. So 98 times तो company का return मिल रही है SME में. I don't think so that type of a valuation and the profitability of the company which got listed at 3.8 crores PAT. Today the tune is upward of 46 crores PAT I'm talking about. So अच्छी company आ रही हैं तो investors भी मिल रहे हैं. Technology या manufacturing ऐसा कोई देख नहीं रहा है. If at all, if it's a good company backed by assets and it's not skewed more onto the debt side and all, surely we can get and connected with the right people in the market and advise you on that.
Well, this seems to be a very interactive session, but due
I
to
had
time
one
constraint,
question, but,
so we can take further questions offline, please. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Dileep. I'll request you to kindly conclude the.
Thank you so much, panelists, for sharing your views here and joining us today on this platform. Thank you so much.